What happened to you last night? Thought you wanted to talk to me, so I waited up till 2 o'clock.
I had things on my mind. So I went for a drive.
What, all night?
It was late when I got back, so I stayed in the spare room.
It hasn't improved your mood much. Why don't you do us both a favour, Jay, and snap out of it?
You know, it's not that easy.
Great, so what, you're just gonna carry on punishing me?
What? And you don't think you deserve it?
How many more times? I was in a bad place, I made a mistake, and I came clean about it.
Difference is, I now know that you only came clean to stop Cameron from blackmailing you. Huh? Declan told me last night.
Well, I don't care what he said. It's not true. I was going to tell you anyway.
I don't believe you.
Well, then you should know me better than that. And while we're on the subject, you were acting weird long before any of this blew up. That's why I was in a bad place to start with. You never told me what any of that stuff's been about. And nothing that I could actually believe.
You know, I thought we were talking about you and my best mate.
Well, then we need to discuss what led up to that and how our marriage got in such a state to begin with. Because, I'm sorry, Jay, but you've been acting weird for months.
You're just trying to justify what you did.
No, I'm not. I've already said I'm sorry and I meant it, but I would never have been in that state if you hadn't have been so distant for so long.
Have you told her?
No.
Oh, thank God you finally listened to my advice.
It had nothing to do with you. I found out that she only told me about her and Declan because she was being blackmailed. Otherwise, she'd have kept on lying.
Whatever. At least it stopped you doing something really stupid. Now we can start trying to get things back to normal.
I have been betrayed by my wife and my best friend. You expect me to do nothing about that?
You're on rather shaky ground. Accusing your wife of betrayal?
And what about Declan?
Sorry, Lise. Didn't realise you had company.
Sam and Rachel just back from their holidays.
Oh? Well, I'll try not to spoil the happy homecoming.
Charity's having a bit of a hard time at the moment, so I thought I'd just ask her over to cheer her up.
Why? What's wrong?
Oh, you know, Jay.
Oh, yeah, I've been telling Rachel he's been a right pain at work. You know, you could always move back here for a bit if you think it'd help.
Thank you, Lise, but no, I think we need to make our peace sooner or later before someone actually dies in the crossfire.
It's none of my business, but he obviously loves you. You know, I'm sure it's nothing that can't be sorted out.
Yeah, you two used to be really happy.
Yeah, well, story of my life. Most of my fellas leave in a wooden box, don't they?
What about the Springate delivery? Huh? 1 second, yeah? Will you stop brooding and get your mind back on your work?
It's not that easy.
Yes, it is. You've decided not to tell Charity, so now put all your energies back into the factory.
Yeah, well, I haven't decided what I'm going to do about him yet. One word from me and Katie would drop him like a brick. That's what he deserves.
Look, what did Katie do to deserve it?
This is all down to Declan. He should have thought about the collateral damage before he started it.
Let's try and be civilised about this. Why don't we go to the pub? I'll buy you a drink.
No, thanks. Just after Katie.
Please. Leave her out of this.
Ah. You still haven't told her, then?
I'm trying to protect her.
You're trying to protect yourself. You scared she'll dump you?
She's been through enough. She doesn't need to know this.
That's not your decision. She deserves to know the truth. She'd be better off with someone her own age anyway.
Well, obviously you're looking for revenge, which I can understand because this has blown you and Charity apart.
You know, that is rich coming from you. You're just trying to get me back because of Ella.
That's ridiculous.
Is it? You've been desperate ever since you found out.
Well, do you blame me? You were my best friend.
Ella came to me because she thought your marriage was over. Well, it seems like you and Katie are going to go the same way. The big difference was, I was a kid, and you have gone after my wife for revenge.
You're just twisting everything.
Well, let's see what Katie has
Look,
to say.
I told you to leave her out of it.
You started this. Now there's no way you can stop it.
You know, fighting really doesn't help.
Made me feel better.
Does it mean that, we can leave Katie out of this? I love her. You really want to put her through all this for the sake of scoring a few points?
If she really loves you, then maybe she'll forgive you. Yeah. But I can see you don't look too confident about that. What's up, Declan? You run out of ideas for expensive bribes? New car, maybe? Some jewellery? That's your usual answer, isn't it?
She could have it all.
What's going on?
Me and Declan need to talk.
What, you've been fighting?
Smart girl, you're Katie.
Now, what's this all about?
Something and nothing. It's all sorted now.
What are you going to tell me?
We got talking about Ella and Mia, and, well, you know where that can lead.
Declan, that was such a long time ago. Why can't you just let that drop?
Well, I'm hoping that we can now. Because we've got more important things to think about. We're supposed to be seeing a specialist this afternoon.
Yeah, I know, but you haven't mentioned it, so I just assumed you might have cancelled.
Of course not. We need to think about the future, not worry about the past. I just don't want you to feel that I'm pushing you into it.
Yes, I know. Yes, it's worth hearing what she has to say.
To Cameron, and I've told him he had no right to treat you like that.
You should give him some tips. Like, name your price up front when you're blackmailing, just so we all know where we stand.
This isn't about Cameron. It's about me and you.
So you're handling it yourself from now on, are you? Yeah, that makes sense, because after what you've done to our family, blackmail's a step up, isn't it?
Just forget all that, OK? Me and Cameron won't breathe a word about this to Katie or anyone, and he won't be hassling you anymore.
So why are you here? What we're supposed to be talking about, then?
I've told you, us.
It's going to be a very short conversation.
It doesn't have to be. Think about it, Charity, OK? You made a mistake with Declan, I made one with Cameron. We're not that dissimilar. We're flesh and blood, babe. I am sick of fighting. I hate it being like this between us. We've always been more like sisters than cousins.
I don't remember it that way. You always thought you were the smart one, the dingle with the degree. Well, my education was on the streets, all right? I learnt the hard way.
Oh, we can both play that game. I've had my fair share of rubbish jobs. But the important thing is we've come through it. We've made something of ourselves. We should be proud of that.
Oh, yeah, you made your success, aren't you? Got a pub to your name now. The only thing is you're sharing it with the bloke you stole from my daughter.
It was never meant to be like that. I tried to give him up.
Well, you didn't try hard enough then, did you?
We weren't even together when Carl started his games, but we had to defend ourselves.
Of course you did. You didn't want your dirty little secret coming out.
The stupid thing is, I was doing it as much for Debbie as I was myself.
Well, my heart bleeds. What do you want from me?
I want you to see how one mistake can make your whole life unravel. It could happen to you and Jay over yours. We've both been stupid. But we've always had the family to fall back on. I've been there for you, you've been there for me. It's the way it should be. I don't want to be on the outside anymore.